You are sitting in a waiting room. No phone, no book, nothing to do but wait. 10 minutes pass. It feels like an hour, and somewhere in your chest, a strange kind of panic starts to build. That feeling has a name. Scientists call it boredom. But what if boredom is not what you think it is? You assume boredom is harmless, a minor inconvenience, something to scroll away. But the real answer is far stranger. Boredom is not the absence of stimulation. It is a warning system, one built by evolution over millions of years, and it may be one of the most dangerous feelings you own. Start with what boredom actually feels like. Restless, itchy, hard to sit inside. Your mind searches for anything at all to fill the gap. In 2014, psychologist Timothy Wilson ran an experiment at the University of Virginia. He put people alone in a room. No phone, no book, just their thoughts for 15 minutes. Before the study began, most participants said they would rather do almost anything than sit and think. Wilson gave them one more option, a button that delivered a mild electric shock. Sit quietly or shock yourself. Nearly half of the participants chose the shock. Some shocked themselves more than once. People chose pain over emptiness. Read that again. That result stunned researchers. It still stuns people today. Why would a mind choose discomfort over nothing at all? The answer starts hundreds of thousands of years ago. Your ancestors did not live in cities. They lived in small bands, moving across open land, watching, listening, always scanning. Their survival depended on attention, on noticing the rustle in the grass, the shift in the wind, the silence where there should have been birdsong. A bored ancestor was a distracted ancestor, and a distracted ancestor was an easy target. So the brain developed a signal, a push, a discomfort that said, stop resting, start scanning, find something worth your attention. That discomfort is boredom. It is not a flaw in your design. It is a survival tool, inherited, unedited, still running inside you today. But here is the twist. That tool was built for a world of scarcity, a world where stimulation was rare, where danger was real, where searching for something new often meant finding food, finding safety, finding your next move. Your ancestors were bored maybe a few times a week. You are bored constantly, and the tool built for scarcity now lives inside a world of endless abundance. Think about your pocket. It holds a device that can deliver a new piece of stimulation every 4 seconds. Video, sound, color, novelty, endless novelty. Your ancient alarm system, the one built to push you toward useful discovery, is now hijacked by a machine that only wants your attention, not your survival. Psychologist John Eastwood at York University has spent years studying this exact gap. Eastwood defines boredom as the uncomfortable feeling of wanting to be engaged in a satisfying activity, but being unable to do so. Notice the word wanting. Boredom is not laziness. It is desire with nowhere to go. It is hunger without food in reach. And like hunger, boredom does not wait patiently. It pushes you toward action. Fast action. Any action. This is where the danger begins. Researcher Erin Westgate, working alongside Wilson, found something unsettling in later experiments. Boredom does not just make people uncomfortable, it makes people impulsive. Bored participants were more likely to take risks they normally would avoid, more likely to seek out negative experiences just to feel something other than emptiness. Boredom does not simply feel bad. It actively pushes the mind toward the nearest exit, whatever that exit costs. Now think about what that means at scale. Entire industries have learned to profit from that exit. Every app notification, every autoplay video, every infinite scroll. They are not built to entertain you. They are built to catch you the exact moment your ancient alarm system fires. The moment you feel that itch. The moment your ancestor would have started scanning the horizon. Instead of scanning a horizon, you scan a feed. Instead of finding food or danger, you find nothing. Just more scrolling, more itch, more alarm. This is the quiet cost of modern boredom. Not that you feel restless, but that the restlessness never resolves. Your ancestors' boredom ended when they found something real. Food, shelter, a path forward. Your boredom rarely ends that way. It gets fed just enough to keep firing, never enough to satisfy. But here is where the story bends. Boredom, in its original form, was never meant to be an enemy. Eastwood and other researchers now argue that boredom, used correctly, is one of the most productive states a mind can enter. It is the discomfort that pushes people toward creativity, toward new ideas, toward changes they were too comfortable to make. Some of history's biggest shifts in thinking happened in moments of enforced stillness. No stimulation, no distraction, just a mind, uncomfortable enough to search for something new and patient enough to actually find it. Isaac Newton developed some of his most important ideas during a period of forced isolation, away from the noise of daily life. Historians studying periods of quarantine and quiet confinement have repeatedly found bursts of creative output following long stretches of enforced boredom. The discomfort was the same ancient alarm, but instead of reaching for a shock button or a screen, the mind had nowhere to go but inward. And inward is often where the good ideas live. So the danger of boredom is not boredom itself. The danger is what you do with it. Reach for constant noise, and the ancient alarm turns into a leash, pulling you toward every notification, every impulsive choice, every empty scroll that promises relief and delivers none. Sit inside the discomfort instead, even for a few minutes, and something shifts. The mind stops searching outward and starts searching inward. That is where new thoughts form. That is where boredom stops being a warning and starts being an invitation. Think back to your ancestors again. Their boredom was never permanent. It was a spark meant to move them towards something better, toward food, toward safety, toward discovery. Your boredom carries that same spark. It has not changed in 100,000 years. What has changed is what waits on the other side of it. So the next time that restless itch creeps in, the next time silence feels unbearable, the next time your hand reaches for your phone before your brain even asks why, pause there. That itch is not a malfunction. It is one of the oldest signals your body owns. It is asking you to pay attention. The only real question is what you choose to pay attention to. Because maybe boredom was never the danger at all. Maybe the real danger is spending your entire life running from it, one scroll at a time, and never once discovering what your mind was trying to build in the silence.